So Just Pearly Things wants to make your boy rich. And I know I've made a lot of videos about her, but can I get a cha-ching sound effect? Yeah, man, your boy is about to get a new Jerry curl wig because I'm receding. Hairline is in reverse. But Just Pearly Things wants to keep giving me content. And you know I'm gonna take it because I'm dusty. Straight up Sacramento Death House, the Heights, 3800 block. That's how we do. So whenever we get a chance to get our grift on, we're gonna do it. But check this out. Recently, she did an interview on H3, which is, you know, a very big channel here on YouTube. I don't know exactly why they wanted to debate her because she's not that good at debating, but I guess it's just to make a spectacle of her. And you're gonna find out right now why this is a spectacle. Just look at the guy's body language. I believe his name is Ethan. So they came on the topic of the slavery thing, her positions on slavery. We know that's been very controversial with Just Pearly Things, but let's check out the debate, guys, and let's see who wins.
Okay.
Who's that?
Yeah, so Thomas Sowell is an author who talks about the history of slavery. So
Thomas Sowell. Oh, but do you agree with that premise that slavery was embellished, or no?
I think that there are parts that are under embellished and there are parts that are over embellished. I think it just depends what we're talking about.
That's so interesting. I've got to know what was over embellished about slavery.
Oh, hey, the way that he is looking over at the other person he's looking at, he knows that this lady is not that intelligent when it comes to matters like this and that she's going to make a mistake. He knows he already has her. He doesn't take her serious. Like, look at the body language from this guy. He knows this lady is a complete joke when it comes to these sorts of topics. Let's go.
Just like one example, I'm dying to know.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, I just rather, I mean, I was talking about a book that I read, and I think to understand the context, you'd have to read the book.
But you just said some parts were embellished, some parts were under embellished.
I just, again.
Are you retracting that?
No ability to think, comprehend, just, you know, you're hearing all these artifacts, but you can't put it together, you know? You're memorizing, but you don't understand what you're reading or what you're talking about. And that is very clear with this young lady, Just Pearly Things. I mean, you come with all of these facts, and then when somebody asks you a question that requires you to think about what you're talking, or to at least articulate your understanding of the concept you're talking about, you have no ability to do so. And so people keep inviting you to come onto their platforms that actually have a better ability to comprehend and ask inquisitive questions and things like that. And you have no, like, this is not Hafiz. Hafiz is an idiot, right? This guy is smart. Like, this lady just shows time and time again, but let's continue.
I'd really just rather not.
Okay. Dude, no, but slavery being embellished, that's so interesting. I don't know how you embellish it.
There are certain facts that we're not allowed to talk about.
Like what? I would love to. We're doing the taboo.
No,
we're mixing it up. It's red pill, baby.
I like how she didn't want to talk about it, but she's so silly that he got her to talk back about it again, even though she didn't want to talk about it. I mean, this is crazy. And the guy is looking around at the other person like, you see how silly this lady is? The guy's making a mockery of her right there, and she's not even smart enough to understand that the guy is clearly laughing at you.
World as it is.
Taboo topics.
I genuinely want to know how it's embellished.
Yeah.
What can't we talk about? Come on.
I mean, I could show you the video I was quoting, but it's just, I'd rather not get into this, so.
Wait a minute. But you were willing to get into it with Nick Fuentes? Wait, come on. Nick Fuentes, your buddy. I saw him on there, you and Myron on the stream. Myron had the Ku Klux Klan hat on, and you seem to want to get into that. Why you don't want to get, it's the white guy too. I could see if you was debating Dr. Umar Johnson, you don't want to get into it. Or Louis Farrakhan, and I'm nothing in as far as a black intellectual in court, you know, it's comparisons to them, Even though Shay Duke Jackson, you don't want to get into it with this. Clearly, you know, but this is a white guy though. He's asking a question.
sounds like a blue pilled attitude to me.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping this was like a good faith interview.
Wait,
It
what's
doesn't-
bad faith? I'm literally showing you clips of you saying stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, you thought he was gonna be your friend. I know why you thought that. You know why? Because Abba and Preach have a beef with the H3 podcast or vice versa. I know there's some disagreement between the two of them. I don't really check it out because it's white YouTube. So I don't really deal with white YouTube so much. But because these two people don't like each other, you thought, wait a minute, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, you know, Abba and Fresh and Fit don't. So now me and Fresh and Fit are friends. So what is she gonna go and say about H3 after this? You're gonna say that these reaction channels are trying to make you look bad. But these guys don't have a dog in a fight. They're just showing you stuff that you've said. And they don't like you or take you seriously either, even though Abba and Preach and them have a problem. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. What about this interview has been bad faith?
I just think you're kind of trying to push an agenda and you're not. Yeah, I just think you're trying to push.
That's a clip of you saying that. You can disavow it. That would be super easy to say I was wrong.
Full interview where I'm quoting somebody. Like if you watch the full interview, I am quoting somebody, and now you're trying to pin me down about a topic that I don't dive into.
Hold on.
So it's like,
hold on.
That's not the point of my channel.
Okay,
the point of my channel isn't.
I know, but you said it. How is that bad faith? Hold on, let me see.
Okay, because I was talking about how the founder of the Thomas Sowell talks about how the guy that made Roots talked about how
Alex
it was
Haley?
a myth for his people to live by.
Okay.
That's what the guy who made Roots said, Alex Haley.
Okay.
So, and I can't even talk about that on a podcast without being canceled by the internet.
Yeah, but mythology, you know, myth doesn't necessarily mean it's a lie, right? Just because mythology is like a culture,
right, but
a
I'm
history.
saying that doesn't mean the way it's depicted in the movie was how it actually happened. And that's what he was talking about on the book. But again, I was quoting a book, and you're trying to like pin me down on quoting a book.
Let me.
Wow, look at all that unaccountability, you know, like thought you were about accountability and taking ownership of what you said, but okay.
Watch this again and see if I'm doing that.
Stuff too, because that's literally they.
Oh, stop! I haven't even watched this yet, but he just gonna play it right in front of her. This guy really don't give a damn about your ass. He don't care about you at all. This is crazy, man. This white dude is he really dealing with you worse than me.
The founder of, or the guy who made Roots said,
What'd
I
you
wanted
say?
a myth for my people to live by.
Yeah.
So they often, but that's what they do is they
So
embellish.
then you say, but here's what they do.
And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible.
I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible.
But they want to make it more horrible.
That they can control people.
So that they can control people.
Right, but
Nick
5
Fuentes
minutes,
agrees,
but
by the way.
wait, oh my God.
Wait a minute. See, this is great. When you're with the racists of the world, we can talk about everything. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Some of y'all think y'all got friends out there, like some of you sellouts who have friends like JPT, when they're around people who feel like they can talk about it openly. But now when you got somebody who wants to press you on what you said, now it's like, I thought this was a good faith interview. You know, I thought this was let's deal with what you're talking. Nobody likes you, boo. What did you say? He played what you said. Say it.
5 minutes before I say Sowell talks about this in his book. So I'm communicating in the interview that I'm quoting an author.
You're not being honest.
Like,
you say they do this to. Okay, so you disavow. Just disavow it then. That's easy. Just say I don't think slavery was embellished. I mean, that's super easy. That's like a layup. Do you agree? You know what I mean? It's like just say you don't think slavery was embellished.
I think there are certain facts that you're not allowed to talk about. I don't really want to talk about it today.
But that Roots was what is a myth?
Again, there are certain facts you're not allowed to talk about, and I don't really feel like getting into it today.
Thomas Sowell compared Barack Obama to Adolf Hitler. Do you like that analogy? That's the author you're quoting.
Man. Oh, come on.
Do you think that's a fair analogy?
That's a quite one-sided way to write his whole work, but he wrote like 100 books.
Oh, I'm just asking you, do you agree with that statement? Barack Obama is comparable to Adolf Hitler.
No.
The camera faces were great with that.
Okay. See, it's not hard. It's not hard. That's awesome.
Wait, give a round of applause. White people are funny. Man, I'm telling you, man. This guy is funny, man. I'm gonna have to subscribe to dude. This dude, if he's this funny every day, this guy is great.
You also said George Washington was viewed from his slaves like a father. I guess that's part of what the myth, I guess, is that not all slave owners were evil. Some were father figures like George Washington.
Mm-hmm. Just look at her. Look at her. She is so bad. Oh man. I don't know why you thought somebody was gonna give you a fair interview or a fair shake. You thought that because they don't like Auburn Preach, they was gonna treat you fair, boo. Is that what you thought? Is that what you thought, girl? I could have told you that, they wasn't gonna do that though. But that's why I stay on the black sector. Black YouTube. Oh, look at
Did you say that?
I don't remember.
I
think if someone's a great and powerful man in history to the point like
wait, you said I don't remember. Wait, this guy is shady, bro. He might be from Del Paso Heights like me to be this shady.
Like they're talking about him hundreds of years later. He didn't have any kids, but
did he own slaves?
What?
Did he own slaves? George Washington.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, real man to me. I'm just saying.
No, it's actually interesting. He had a different, he inherited his slaves, and it wasn't as simple as he could have just let them go, because the debt that's incurred on them, you can't just release them. And so his slaves actually, he had a really good relationship with them, and they considered him like a dad.
Wait a minute. You see that setup? It's like watching boxing where you feint, the guy swings, and then you hit him with a counter. This was a setup. This guy is she is so. This lady's not that smart, man. I'm sorry. It would have been good for her to just leave the interview, but she's silly enough to stay and get on. But this guy is good, man. Shit. This dude was Perry Mason, the attorney, Andy Griffith kind of guy. This guy's good, man. If I ever get into some stuff, I'm going to get him to, I'm pro-black. But look, man, I'm going to have a white attorney on my staff, man. I'm going to have at least one.
Mm-hmm.
What's your source for that?
That was from a Thomas Sowell book.
Thomas Sowell. So he's your guy, Thomas Sowell, the man. Thomas Sowell wrote a column about supporting segregation in public schools. George Washington.
You want me to apologize? You want me to talk about every single one of this man's opinions?
No, I just want to know what you think. Do you think racism was embellished? I mean, it's so easy. I mean, just say no.
Okay. There was a time where I started to read accounts from actual slaves. So these were I can't really talk about this. Even if I talk about this now, they're going to clip it. They're going to say things I didn't say.
I'm clipping it, and you ain't really saying that much. So, I mean, you're all right about that, because we are grifters on YouTube.
But it's I used to read actual slave accounts, and I was surprised how many didn't say bad things about their owners after they were free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say slavery was a horrible institution, but I can't talk about that fact without getting canceled. I can't say, hey, these slaves had a good relationship with their owners without getting canceled.
Because it's just not true. It's not true. George Washington was not a father figure to his slaves.
Well, if you look up I think it was Booker
47. Let's see, 47 of George Washington's slaves tried to escape. Would you try to escape if you loved your master?
Maybe that.
Wait. Go back to that. 47 slaves tried to escape. Would you try to?
Maybe that one was wrong. I don't know. This was like
okay.
a little bit on a podcast months ago. I don't really remember, but
You don't remember?
And I said I wasn't sure if it was Washington either in that interview at some point. But
Well, George
the
Washington
whole thing I'm bringing up is I'm not even allowed to have this conversation without.
What do you mean not
people
allowed?
saying
That, but I mean, we're giving you the
I
platform.
mean, I
right?
got months of backlash for this. I'm now like, you guys are kind of trying to do a gotcha moment.
No. I didn't know about the
It's like,
backlash. I
I'm
promise.
not really.
This guy, he does not like your ass horseshit. I didn't know you had like nice taunting you. White people gotta love them.
I didn't know about the backlash. I promise I didn't.
I
just want to know what you think.
Like I had months of people
Really?
like, it's like if I have this conversation, I had months of people calling my employees slaves. Like that's what they call like
That's horrible. Yeah, I disagree. That sucks.
Horrible.
But at the same time,
And like even the guy, and you know this because you watched the video of that guy.
Mhm.
The reaction you just showed, like you're acting oblivious, so I didn't know that, but you do know that because
what?
the reaction you just watched was my former co-host who insinuated that my employees were being colonized.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
yeah, and
promise.
so
I just
that's a
wanted to
clip
get your
from
take.
Lies.
Well, people say all that. I just wanted to know what your thoughts are on
This guy is so pretentious and facetious and sarcastic.
this. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not like, my channel isn't about slavery. That's like a fringe
I know.
comment.
I want to know about you.
But I'm asking, like, why are you bringing this up when that's not really what my channel's about?
I can only ask you things about. I want to ask you about it. What I can only ask you things in a confined space about your channel?
You can, but you understand how that looks to me. It's like you're just trying to pick out every single.
Listen, Pearl, to be fair, to be totally fair, you could just say, I don't think slavery was embellished.
Like you were
Like
just
that's
talking
super
about,
easy. That's a layup for most people.
I was quoting a book.
That guy is a
Crazy
troll.
part. I was quoting a book.
So do you
it's like,
agree with his statement though?
Do I think overall it was embellished? Some parts, sure.
There it is. Which parts?
Some parts.
No, please tell me which parts. Tell me.
I think that you can't. I think that certain slaves had good relationships with their owners. Not all, maybe not most, but I think some did.
And that just
and there are accounts of them saying this.
So
okay. I'm gonna stop it right there, but let me just kind of get to this point, right? In abusive relationships, like with a lot of slaves, when they got released, some wanted to stay. It's all they knew. All right? Just like in prison, people get institutionalized. Does that mean that they love prison because of the nice things that's happening? But it's just what they know that's familiar. So of course, whatever is familiar to you, just like if you grow up, let's say, in any third world country, and if you're living on $1 a day, $10 a day sounds great. Doesn't mean it's a lot of money. So you could think that being beat is the norm, being mistreated is the norm. And of course, there can be some nice people in the world all the time, but just because, I'm being beaten and that's normal, it's a normality for me, and because my slave master does some decent things, that would be an account because that's the culture of its normality. Beating women in that time was normal in the United States. So it's not the same thing as what is normal now, but she doesn't understand it, and he just got her to admit more stuff that she really shouldn't say, but she's too dumb to realize what he's trying to do. Not smart. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again for another episode here on Fair Use. I'm out.